Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Trucker Talk. I'm still disheveled getting myself together, but thank you for being here. We got a lot to talk about tonight, and we're going to jump right into it here pretty quick. First of all, let me say before we get to the comments or read the channel member names, the wind down is the title of this video. You're going to see that I'm going to have to wind these lives down the next 6 to 8 weeks. The reason is I'm starting a new full-time job on Monday, and I'll be working 9 to 6 Monday through Friday. And so that's going to make it hard. By the time I get home, puts me home about 7 or so. I'm going to try to replace the live feeds that I'm not able to do with recorded content. I've got another recorded video coming out in the morning and another one on Friday. And so it'll be kind of like it was before. And then hopefully on Saturdays and Sundays, I can do a live show as time permits. Okay. That's really about the only big announcement I've got for today. Let me go ahead and say hello to the channel members, and then we'll get to your comments. If you got a comment, get them typed, and I'll get to them as quick as I can. We're down to 20 channel members now, so it's not going to take long to read them. I know a few people contacted me today and said that they might have to let their channel membership lapse because finances are tough right now. I get it. And so if that's something you have to do, I get it. No hard feelings. I hope that you'll continue to watch the videos as you can. All right, let's see. The original channel member was Ramon, then Robbie Ross, Corey Oatley, Midlife Trucker, Smaller Holler, Oacer DM, Armando Perez, KC, Craig Hutchison, Sierra Bravo Exterior, Scorpion Trucker, Ohioan Trucker, Tracy H, Adam, Mud Truckin', Truckin' with the Fly Rabbit, H-Man, Racing Ray 28, Lance Calhoun, and P.U. Patel. Thank y'all for being channel members. If you'd like more information about becoming a channel member, click on the join button below the video, and it'll give you details. While you're down there, you can click on the title. There's a lot of other great information there about the channel, like where I get the music and things like that. And, you know, like, share, subscribe, do all those things. They really, really help in the promotion of the channel, let's just say. All right, let's get up here and get some comments. Very first in here today was a trucker named Tim. Have a good show. We'll watch the replay. Yeah, he and I text before the show. He's at home time right now, and he said he's going to have to catch the replay. He's busy. I get it. Since he started his new job, I don't know his schedule, to be honest. That's why I don't ever call him. He's always busy, but he tries to contact me when he can, and hopefully I'm available at those times. My schedule's a little hard to predict right now as well. Email and text message are still the best way to get a hold of me most of the time. Roger Berry was second here, says I'm in. And Robbie Ross, channel member, says, hiya, friends from Petro and Albert Lee, Minnesota. Been there many, many times. And Steve says, howdy from Fargo. I'm guessing you're at the Petro there. And Ramon, channel member, says he's here. No Fear says, hey, everyone. And then No Fear says, hit the like button, please. Yeah, y'all please do that. I know it's irritating as all get out whenever YouTuber says like, subscribe, hit the like button, but it really does help a channel grow. And Gary Cook says, I'm listening here in Olathe, Kansas. Glad to have you, sir. And P.U. Patel, channel member, says hello, or says good evening, Trucker Todd and chat. Red Raider Reloading says hello, Trucker Todd, from the compounds of the house. Ah, you're at home too. I always just assume Red Raider's working. He works a lot. P.U. Patel, channel member. Did you go back to selling cars, Trucker Todd? No, I hadn't even tried, to be honest. I haven't made any phone calls regarding that. I am doing something that in my part-time job that is related to the car business, and I come in contact with car dealers all the time. I get recognized. Several of them remember me from when I did sell cars, but quite frankly, there's a few reasons I really don't want to sell cars. For one, the pay is real sporadic. In the car business, they call it feast to famine. One month you're doing really well, the next month you're broke. They call it feast to famine, and I just I don't need that stress. Also, especially at a new car lot, you're going to work 70, 80 hours a week. At a buy here, pay here, which is what I like to work, you're going to work probably 50 hours a week, and so I just don't know that I want to subject that to myself. Also, this isn't a great time to be selling cars. I mean, if we all look at our personal finances, I don't think any of us have a lot of extra money to throw around right now, and having a car is necessary, I would say, especially in Lubbock, where it can be, 15, 20 miles between jobs and your house. But people are hanging on to their cars longer. Cars are getting more expensive. There's pickup trucks now that are over $100,000. And so people are hanging on to their vehicles longer. They're running them up 250, 300,000 miles. And even people with really good credit are running them up to 150, 160,000 miles. And so I'm just not sure it's a great time to be selling cars. A friend of, well, my uncle, this is probably how I should describe this, has somebody they go to church with that she sold cars at the Hyundai dealership for several years. And they let her go recently because she wasn't making quota. And, car lots do something that's kind of weird. They, when it's slow, when there's no customers on the lot, they don't say, oh, I guess we need to increase our advertising budget, or we need to do radio spots, or we need to have a radio station come to the car lot. Instead, they say you salesmen need to drive traffic, and they expect you to get on your Facebooks and your uh, Instagrams and all of that, your social medias, and promote the car lot, take pictures of cars, and call all your friends and try to get them to come in and buy. And I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but it's not something that I ran to quickly. I think this deal I got starting on Monday is going to be a pretty good deal. I'm actually really excited about it, and I've still got a couple of oars in the water for some trucking related stuff that I'm waiting to hear back on. Some dispatching type opportunities, safety opportunities, recruiting opportunities. The big problem's not getting hired, it's location. I'm needing to work remotely, and there's these companies are in Oklahoma City and in Dallas and El Paso and things that places that I really don't want to move that far away from Lubbock. Deontay Butler checking in. Hope all is well. Yes, sir. NTA Banana Spider. Good to see you, Todd. By the way, do you have to do a new DOT medical when you went to Swift? Didn't see that info on your video about Swift. So keep in mind, this was over a year ago that I worked at Swift, and the policy could have changed. But if your medical card had less than 3 months on it, they wanted you to get a new one. Also, if your provider that gave you your physical wasn't part of their network, they wanted you to get a new physical. I was fortunate. The provider that I've been going to for 8 or 9 years was within their network, so I was able to use my current DOT card. I had like 6 months on it, I think, and then I had to renew it when it came time. But yeah, that's how they do that. And first, when they called me, it was like 300 miles to the nearest provider, and then they didn't see my one in Lubbock. And then when they went back and checked, it's like, oh yeah, he's on there. You can use him. NTA Spider, Banana Spider says praying for your new job. Thank you. And that's why, they say the orientation's 6 to 8 weeks, but you never know how a new job is going to go. And so I want to have some backup plans in case it doesn't work, or I'm not a good fit, or mentally I can't do it anymore, or something like that. But I am really excited. I think when I realized that trucking was done for at least a year, it was one of the first thoughts that come to my mind in Lubbock. And I've recommended that several relatives go there too. And of course, they didn't take my advice. But I really believe it's going to be a good opportunity. It is going to be a pay cut. It's going to be less money than I'm used to making, but it's a decent job in Lubbock, Texas. Mud Trucking channel member says, hello, Brother Todd. I'm just here chilling. I'm glad you're here, man. Red Raider Reloading says, yes, I'm on vacation this week. Oh, man. What's a vacation? I've never had one of those, but I need one. You may be, here, let me switch to that. I'm out here on the beaches of Lubbock, Texas. Are you also out here on the beach today? Robbie Ross, channel member. Did you know Chris in payroll? I did not know Chris in payroll. To be honest with you, I think I only talked to payroll once or twice, and they were both females. But uh, when I was at the company you were at, I rarely had a payroll issue because they pay you after every load. So usually I could keep my eyes on it, and stuff got resolved real quick. Plus, um, I had a pretty good. Well, I was doing OPI board over there, so I was booking my own loads and stuff, and it was a little bit different situation than what y'all are going through over there now. Gary Cook, I'm cooking red robin onion rings in my air fryer in my truck. Man, that sounds good. That's something I always wanted, was an air fryer in my truck. And my brother has this deal at his house. I don't even know what it's called, but I don't think I could get any of the inverters that were any of my trucks. I don't think they could handle the wattage. But you can put bacon in it, and it's like an air fryer, but it will detect how long to cook the bacon. And man, he just impressed the heck out of me last time I was at his house with that device. Trucking with the Fly Rabbit channel member. Good evening or good afternoon, Todd. Finally able to make a live. Hello, Gorilla Gang. Thank you for coming in, sir. Start driving soon. Have a good show, and to all be safe. That came from Ramon, channel member. And speaking of Ramon, channel member, I didn't see this till just now. He just left a $3 super sticker. Thank you for that, Ramon. I appreciate that. Um, he's had a rough go of things lately, so I really appreciate him doing that. I know couldn't have been easy for him, but I appreciate you, Ramon. He's turned out to be a good friend. No fear. Good to see you all. Yes, sir. That's what I was saying at the start of the show. If any of you missed it, I'll probably do a live Friday or Saturday, and then they're going to get a lot more limited after that. Not on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the next 6 to 8 weeks. I'll try to do one on Saturday or Sunday. When I get off work in the evening, I'll try to do some recorded content and put it up for you guys. especially if I can find news stories or trucking subjects. Like I've got a trucking subject video for Friday scheduled. I'm trying to release them at 9 a.m. Central Time. So we'll see how that goes. Trucker Todd, have you ever looked into selling semis? With all your knowledge and experience, I think you would do really well. That came from PU Patel, channel member. I have not looked into it. The problem is a lot of times those jobs, I used to have a deal with some truck dealerships where I'd fly out and pick up trucks and move them from dealership to dealership type deal. And a lot of times the salespeople are, it's kind of a buddy buddy system. They either know the owner or they know upper management, and that's how they got the job. And there's not a lot of turnover there. I'm not saying it's not a great idea. I just I haven't really gone into it. A couple of them I talked to wanted a degree, and I was like, "Well, I got my degree out on the car lot. I I've sold a lot of vehicles over the years, so may do it. I'm trying to avoid sales as best as I can, but I never say never, especially if I get out to this new job on Monday, and I'll know in the first 2 or 3 days if I'm going to be a good fit for that place or not, or mentally if I think I can do it. I'm going to be running 2 computer screens and doing a bunch of stuff I hadn't done in a few years. But if I don't think I can do it, then I'll have to go back to sales because it's the only other thing I'm qualified to do that I can make the kind of money I need to make. I just, man, I don't want those long hours anymore. Red Raider Reloading talking about his vacation says, well, it should be called a staycation. Yes, sir. And Red Raider Reloading says he went to the rifle range at 8 a.m. this morning and took an afternoon nap. He says, dang, I'm getting old. Yeah, I know the feeling. I was like falling asleep before the show. And luckily, I had some people I had to call. So I made some phone calls and that kept me awake. One of the phone calls was a good friend of mine. We were just kind of talking. I hadn't talked to him in a while. And one of them was for this job I'm starting on Monday. Um, we're having some technical issues getting my information in their computer programs. And so we were trying to work that out. And we finally gave up and said, we'll just take care of it Monday morning. I got to buy some slacks and kind of go business casual. And I hadn't dressed that way in a lot. So my appearance may change a little bit, similar to what it would for sales. So that's why I say sales would be the next step because there's some investment involved. You got to buy some clothes, some slacks, and polos and things like that for sales. And so if this job doesn't work out, then it'd be a pretty easy transition to go to the car lots or the truck lots or something like that. Mobile home sales is pretty good too, I hear. PU Patel, channel member, is that a Freightliner hat you're wearing, Trucker Todd? Yes, it is. Wasn't a specific reason. I had a bunch of hats on the bed right here beside me, and I just picked up one and put it on real quick. Okay, I missed a comment somewhere. Okay, we're gonna have to try to catch it. Robbie Ross, channel member, says Stomps announced she passed away. Who passed away? Oh, the lady in safety that you were talking about. Or well, let me go back to it. Oh, Chris and payroll passed away. Oh, that stinks. Deontay Butler says, my cousin wants to know, as an owner operator in today's market, does LTL or truckload pay better? It really depends on the company and the freight, if you're hauling hazmat or not. Um, I would think LTL would be better if you live in one of the lanes because you're doing terminal to terminal, drop and hook usually, or that's what I was doing with Roadrunner, and I would assume FedEx and some of the others are the same way. So I would think uh, that right now in this market where people are struggling to get miles, LTL might be slightly better because it's a turn and burn type thing. You drop a trailer, grab another one, and go. But the devil is in the details, and the video I've got coming out Friday is going to talk a little bit about that. So it's not these companies, they'll get on Facebook and they'll place an ad. You can gross $10,000 a week, but gross ain't what you care about. Net's what you care about. And so I would say if he gets two packages that looks really good, say an LTL package and a truckload package, email them to me at todd@truckertodd.net, and I'll take a look at them and let you know which one is the better way to go, in my opinion. All right, I'm going to pull that off there so you can see the website. Give you guys just a few minutes to type some stuff up for us to talk about. Let me remind everybody, give these videos a thumbs up, share them on your social media platform, and please make sure you're subscribed because after tonight, things are going to get a little weird on the video schedule. And at least if you're subscribed, you'll know when new videos come out. Also, tell your friends. Every one of you knows 2 or 3 truck drivers that would probably be good to come in here and hang out with us. So invite them to join us. Get them to subscribe, and next time I do a video, they'll get a notification as well. Or send them a text message right now and tell them, come watch Trucker Todd. P.U. Patel, channel member. How many recorded videos are coming up, Trucker Todd? Well, I've got 2 that I shot today. One of them will come out tomorrow. One of them will come out on Friday. If I get a good question in the emails or somebody gives me a good phone call with questions, then I'll put more in there. I'm going to try to space them out every other day. But if we start having a backlog, then I may have to go to every day. But the answer to that, there's 2 right now that are coming, and just as many as I can put out, I'll do. As long as I feel like I can put out good content. I don't want to just put out stuff to have the camera rolling, if that makes sense. Robbie Ross, channel member, says that's a good looking jersey. Yeah, this jersey was gifted to me by my good friend Robbie Ross, and it's my favorite shirt actually. So I don't wear it very often because I don't want to damage it, but it's super comfortable. It breathes well. So when I'm doing these videos, you guys know I usually get hot, so it makes it to where it's not so hot in here. I am wearing a t-shirt underneath it because, well, it's a long story why, but normally I don't wear a t-shirt underneath it, but tonight I am. But yeah, by far my favorite shirt that I have right now. All righty. So I'll give you guys a few minutes. Y'all can put what's on your mind and we can talk about it. Or um, I don't see Red Raider Reloading out here on the beach in Lubbock, so I'll probably go back inside to the living room. Let me get back in the living room. I might even play the piano in a minute. All right, there we go. The video that is coming out in the morning is going to talk about this Wi-Fi. We'll do a review on it. We already did an unboxing on it. If you hadn't seen that video, go check it out. And then the review itself will come out in the morning. And then Friday, we're going to answer a question that I get all the time. Is now a good time to do a lease purchase? What should I consider before doing a lease purchase? We're going to talk about that on Friday. Trucker Todd, do you plan on getting yourself another travel trailer? No, not at all. We didn't want to lose that other one because uh, they are handy to have if you have to travel, stuff like that. But the goal was actually to buy a house after 2 years, and we stayed in it 3.5 years because we did enjoy it. And the easiest thing for us to do would have been to get another one when the other one was totaled out. We could have went and picked up another one and just continued on, but we saw it as a perfect time to segue back into a regular type house. We wanted to get a regular house, but just due to all that had happened with the stroke and my income and everything, what is on the screen? Maybe it's a shadow or something. But anyway, we saw this as an opportunity. And so we got an apartment. We're in a 1 year lease. And we'll see how this next year goes and we'll decide what we're going to do from there. But one thing about travel trailers, they're great and they're fun to live in. But my wife wanted a bathtub. And I realize some travel trailers have a bathtub, but most do not. And here we've got two bathtubs, we've got two bedrooms, and so I can shoot videos and play video games in one of the bedrooms and sleep in the other one. And so we're really enjoying the transition right now. I'm going to get a drink of water and give you guys a second to type. Okay, if you guys don't have anything else, I'm going to step out of here. Give y'all about another 20 seconds or so. And if not, I'll step out of here. Gary Cook says travel trailers are not made for tornado weather. That is true. But I mean, a lot of things aren't made for tornado weather. Trailer houses are not. What they're calling modular housing now, which is a house that basically they put on cinder blocks. I don't know how to describe it real well. They call it like pier and beam. So there's a lot of houses, there's a lot of structures that aren't designed for tornadoes. Lubbock doesn't get a lot. I know you'd think in West Texas we do. Some of the surrounding towns in Lubbock do, but the last major tornado in Lubbock was like in 74, I think. So, and that one was bad. It went through downtown Lubbock, but I was 2 years old at the time. So, um, I don't, I don't base a lot of my decisions on weather, especially when picking a house. That place, that resort that we were at, they had places to go if there was a tornado, but we never. I mean, we had 80, 90 mile an hour winds at times, and we never felt we were in danger. There was a lot of trees that would slow the wind down. There was a large, probably 10 or 12 foot fence that went around the facility, and so we always felt pretty safe there. And we really did enjoy our time there. But it was just it was time to transition. Trying to get my hat right. There we go. So yeah, that's what I would say about that. I've got that pulled off of there for now. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, trucks aren't designed for. Very few things are designed for tornadoes. Pu Patel, channel member, says, "How can I contact Scott to see if he still has that Freightliner you had for sale?" Safety at srologistics.com. Let me put it in the comments there for you. This is going to be the easiest way to get a hold of Scott. The truck's going to be in Gulfport, Mississippi, so schedule a time with him and go take a look at it. I'm sure he can get you pictures and stuff like that. But yeah, Scott's a good guy. Gary Cook, do you miss driving? Yeah, I do, a lot. And everybody gets mad at trucking and they go, well, I'm going to quit and go flip hamburgers. We're going to see, because now I'm going to get out and get a regular job, and we'll see if I can make as much as I did in trucking, or if I can make more or less. And the reports I'm getting from truck drivers right now is they're saying it's pretty bad out there on the spot market and with companies. The guy I got off the phone with earlier said that he was really struggling no matter how much he worked. Red Raider Reloading, did you see my question below Deontay's question? No, let me scroll up and see if I can find it. Your question didn't come through on my end. Let me look this way. It didn't come through. The only two I got from you, Red Raider, said, well, it should be called a staycation, and went to the rifle range at 8 this morning and took an afternoon nap. Dang, I'm getting old. That's the only two I got. If you send another message, somehow it didn't come through. If you'll resend it, I'll get to it. And Red Raider says, okay, I'll retype it. It may be, I don't know what's going on. Robbie Ross, channel member, on a 4-stop load to Phoenix, stop in Sioux Falls tomorrow morning, and then Phoenix. Man, they're getting you home a lot. That's good. Roger Berry pickings are pretty slim. Week before last, over 2,700 miles last week, barely 1,500 this week. Just 745 so far. Oh, that sounds bad. Yeah, that's what everybody was saying. And I was talking to a guy that owns a trucking company this week, and he was saying that the rates out there for spot market and contract freight are just in the tank. And then, like I say, I was talking to a company driver before I came on the air, and he was saying that he needs to get at least 3,000 miles a week to make the kind of money he needs to make, and that the miles just aren't there, no matter how hard he works. Red Raider Reloading says, did you see the video of a guy saying the reason rates were low was because too many people bought trucks during the pandemic? I did not see that video, but that's part of it. We kept hearing for the longest time that there was a trucking shortage, and all of us out here knew that there's not a trucking shortage. Go to any truck stop and try to find parking, and you'll learn real quick there's not a trucking shortage. You can't even find a place to park. So here's what happened. A lot of people thought they could make a quick buck during the pandemic by getting into trucking. They thought, how hard can it be? We'll hop in a truck, we'll take stuff from point A to point B, and we'll make tons of money. And so that worked for a little bit. They made a lot of money, but then the market corrected itself and realized that there was way too much trucks in the market. So now all those guys are struggling, trying to doggone it, trying to make sense of it all. The other thing that's happening, and this is where I'm going to get myself in trouble, is there is an influx of guys that are working for nothing, primarily foreign drivers that don't know better. And that's not an insult to them. They're being taken advantage of by the companies that brought them here and the people they're working with. They're hauling. I remember a couple of years ago, my wife and I met a guy at a pilot that was living on $40 a week, and he was buying those roller wiener hot dogs to live on. And that's insane. If you're living on $40 a week, something's wrong. Well, how do you and I compete with that? If we've got a house, if we've got car payments, how do we compete with a guy that can live on $40 a week? And so some of that, uh, the strong are going to survive. And I know I'm going to get some nasty comments. Well, you didn't survive. Well, mine was health related. And, health is something that gets us all at some point. But it wasn't market related. It wasn't knowledge related. Mine was multiple strokes in one day, approximately 15 of them. And that's what got me. And I would have been able to go back to work a week later, but there's a DOT requirement that I take a year off. And so we'll see what happens the next year. But right now, and Trucking Made Successful, Miranda does a real good job with charts and graphs of showing this, how many trucking companies fall off each week. And as more and more fall off, the rates will start to come up. But it's just, can everybody survive until the rates get better? Robbie Ross, channel member, says, I did a super sticker, did not pop up on chat. I got an email receipt. Yeah, it's not showing it on my end. The only one it's showing is Ramon's. I'm checking it right now. It shows he did his at 5:08 p.m. and that's all that's came through. But if you did one, I appreciate it. I don't know where it went, but it's acting weird tonight for sure. And it was acting weird on the other night when I did a video too. Gary Cook, I'm single, so I've been running more than going home. My truck has become my home. And I talked to a team that runs out of California, and that's what they're doing right now. They're basically living in their truck. They've got an arrangement with a family member that they get all their mail there, and that's how they're cutting their costs to survive, is just by living on the truck for now. And my wife and I did that for like 4.5 years, something like that. So, and we had a good time doing it, but at the end of that, we was ready to go back to a normal life. Max Force trucking jobs on Craigslist are as scarce as I've ever seen. Yeah, and it's real hard for me to gauge that here in Lubbock because there's never a ton in Lubbock. There's a dairy, there's a couple of peanut driving jobs, and then there's oil field. But over the road companies, there's usually not a ton here. And so it's a little scarce here, but if I lived I guess I could still check Dallas or Houston and kind of get an idea of how things are. But yeah, it's got to get better soon because it's fixing to wipe out a lot of good drivers. Gary Cook, I've heard that a lot of mega carriers are struggling. Absolutely. So I think somebody's taking advantage of truck drivers, but I don't know who. And I don't think it's the carriers right now. I think the carriers I've talked to, they're really struggling to make it. Where the carriers are messing up, in my opinion, is they're cutting on recruiting, and they're cutting on ordering new trucks, and they're cutting on maintenance. And those are the things you got to stay focused on. Look, rates can come back to $5 a mile, but if you ain't got any trucks that run, it ain't going to matter. Or if all your drivers have quit, it ain't going to matter. You need to be aggressively hiring, and you need to have a sales staff that's going to go out and get you freight. And I told y'all the story about what the one trucking company told me. We were talking about it. It was me and a CEO talking about it. And he said, Todd, here's what you don't understand. He said, for years, they didn't have to go out and look for freight. They sat at their desk and they waited for the phone to ring. Now they're having to go out and look for freight. And I said, okay, so let me understand this. What you're saying is, for years, these guys didn't have to do their job, and now they have to do their job. And I told him the stories about the car lots, about if there's no customers, they expect you to drum up sales. They expect you to, post ads on Facebook Marketplace, make phone calls, things like that. Try to get people in. They'll hand you a stack of applications that didn't sell for whatever reason, got turned down or whatever, and they'll say, call these people, see if they're ready now, see if their credit's improved. They don't just say, oh, well, it's our fault. We need to advertise more. We need to get better inventory. They blame it on the sales staff. And it's the same thing. Mega carriers and carriers in general right now, they need to be acting just like things are great. They need to be hiring and preparing for rain, as it's called. And they're not doing that. If you talk to them, they're cutting down their social media departments. They're cutting their recruiting departments. They're extending services to. I heard one the other day that was like 75,000 miles between oil changes. And I guess you can do that, but at the end of the 3-year lease, you better get rid of that truck because it's going to have sludge problems and everything else. But they need to be taking care of their equipment, because what happens if they got to keep that truck longer? What happens if word gets out that that's how they maintenance their trucks, and then the resale value on their trucks goes down because nobody wants to take a chance on their trucks? Well, they'll just lease purchase them to some poor soul. Yeah, you're probably right, and that poor soul won't have a chance of making it because of that. Robbie Ross, channel member. I'll send you a screenshot to you in text if you track them. Yeah, if you send it to me, I'll take a look at it. I appreciate it, Robbie. Let's see. Red Raider reloading. My fellow drivers, I have to go. Y'all be safe out there. Thanks for the sacrifice y'all have made to deliver our products we depend on. Trucker Todd, I'll holler at you later. All right, man. Have a good night. Enjoy your vacation. Robbie Ross, channel member. I was at a company headquarters today. My warranty is up in August. Said I like to get into another truck. Was told they are not buying trucks till next year. That came from channel member Robbie Ross. Yeah, and the company that we're talking about, we're not going to put their business out here, but they're dealing with service failures right now from equipment breaking down. So, what a horrible idea to not invest in new equipment for another, 8 months, because you're trying to save a few dollars. Uh, they're going to get more service failures. They're going to lose more contracts. They're going to lose more drivers. I don't care if they're company drivers or owner operators. Drivers can't afford to be broke down in this economy. They need to be rolling. They need reliable equipment. P.U. Patel, channel member. I ran across 3 foreign drivers at a shipper, all in one truck. They said they all took turns driving coast to coast. I asked how, but couldn't understand what they were saying. Boggled my mind. Yeah, I wonder how too, because, and I don't know if this is a DOT requirement, but every logbook I've ever seen had a location for a driver and a co-driver. It never had a location for a third driver. So either 2 drivers are driving on the same logbook, or I'm not sure how they're doing that. But and think back over your years that you've been driving. I've been driving 27 years. I've never had a logbook that had a spot for 3 drivers. I would think they got to be put out of service when they get pulled over and somebody wants to see their logbook. Gary Cook, I heard that some mega carriers are getting really strict on how they hire drivers. Well, that might actually be a good thing. For a while, it was any warm body that would fit in the seat. Some of these companies would let anybody drive, and I mean anybody. Some of them didn't know DOT rules or how to log or nothing, how to pre-trip. So maybe they do need to get a little stricter out here. Roger Berry, dang, that living room got bigger. Yeah, we're expanded. We acoustically we want a really large room, so we'll know when I get back there on the piano what it would sound like if I was playing in a large stadium or something like that. All righty, we're caught up on the comments once again. Doing a little better. We're at the 45-minute mark. If you guys got anything else y'all want to yak about, throw it up there and let's get to it. And if not, I'll do some investigating and try to see uh, where that super sticker went. Matter of fact, I may can do it while we're here. Let's see, supers. Robbie Ross, the last one I'm showing I got from you was on April 10th. So I don't know if you want to try to cancel that other one and resend it or what, but it's not showing that you sent one. Maybe it'll post later. I don't know. Robbie Ross, channel member, draft is on Thursday. Who are you hoping the Cowboys pick up? Please don't say another quarterback. Robbie Ross, channel member, I tried resending. And what did it do when you tried to resend it? Let's go dashboard. Let's go. Let's see if maybe if I refresh the page, it'll show up. Nope, it is still not on here. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to take this hat off. I am burning up in here. Channel member Robbie Ross, their pick is late. I'm hoping an offensive lineman. Yeah, that would be great. What do you think about that third string quarterback? I think it's Trey Lance is his name. I read an article the other day that they were basically saying that the Cowboys were kind of disappointed with him from what they had seen so far because you're not hearing more about him. I think he's doing just fine. I just think that everybody thought he was going to be the Dak Prescott replacement, and I don't think their heart's there yet. Miss Mother Trucker, hey, what's going on today? Not much. How are you feeling? I've been watching your videos. Uh, she had some surgical procedures done and she's recovering from those. And it's been interesting to see the transformation from when she got out of surgery and was all swollen up to how she is now. Robbie Ross, channel member, trade bait. You're probably right. T. Curry, Jerry Jones don't want to pay Dak at all. Yeah, I think he's overpaid a few people, and now the salary cap is his biggest enemy. But I mean, whether you like Dak or don't like Dak, he put up some really good numbers for a quarterback this last season. He's going to be a hot commodity if Jerry Jones doesn't appreciate him. And again, I don't think the Cowboys' problem is Dak Prescott. I think the Cowboys' problem is Jerry Jones. Miss Mother Trucker, how have you been feeling? I'm all right. I still stutter a little bit. I have a bad problem of forgetfulness, and everything I've logged into lately wants a password, and it's got to be this many characters and this many letters and this many numbers, and I'm forgetting all the passwords. And sometimes my iPhone remembers the passwords, and sometimes it don't. But I'm about 4 weeks in, and that neurologist said in 6 to 8 weeks I'd be 100% again. So I'm expecting to see some massive improvement in my cognitive abilities in the next few weeks. Max Force, they say that Jerry Jones is blowing up the Cowboys and starting all over. Well, the problem is at the end of this season when the Cowboys lost in the playoffs, he was quoted as saying that he was, I think, 81 years old and that he didn't have a lot of time left and that he wanted one more Super Bowl. If he blows the Cowboys up and starts over from scratch, that takes a few years. He won't get that Super Bowl that he wants so bad. I wish. Now there's talk that he's going to bring Bill Belichick in. He's going to do one more season with the current coach and then bring Bill Belichick in. That might be his best shot, but I'm not sure Mike McCarthy's the problem either. I think Jerry Jones is the problem. He wants to control everything, but he wants a scapegoat when it doesn't go his way. Robbie Ross, channel member, Jerry's not blowing anything up. It's salary cap. Yeah, that's the problem. He's got some big salaries to pay, and that seems to always be the problem for the Cowboys. They get the big names, but the salary cap always works against them. And let's keep in mind when the salary cap came into play, the salary cap was started back when when Jimmy Johnson had the triplets, Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin, and they were a dominant team. They would have won multiple Super Bowls, and it wouldn't even have been competitive or fun to watch. So the NFL put in a salary cap so that dynasties like the Cowboys wouldn't be able to dominate for years and years on end. And I remember them talking about it back then. P.U. Patel, channel member, Miss Mother Trucker. Hello, Miss Mother Trucker. How come I'm not able to see her comments on the chat feed? I'm not sure because you're both watching through YouTube, it says. I'm not sure why you can't see her comments. She's not blocked. Nobody's blocked right now that I'm aware of. Robbie Ross, channel member, CD Lamb and Micah Parsons did not show up for voluntary workouts. They both want new contracts. Well, unfortunately, a lot of people are probably going to get new contracts, but it's going to be for less money. I mean, he's got to squeeze everybody in, and he can't do it if they're already bumping the cap. Hey, Miss Mother Trucker with the super chat $9.99. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. This is a big week. I'm a little nervous. I talked about it at the start of the show. I start the new job on Monday, the union job. It's going to be something different, a little bit out of my comfort zone from what I've done before. So we'll see how I do in there. I don't know mentally how sharp I am yet. So I'm just going to go in there and give it my best, and we'll see what happens. Still working my part-time job this week, tomorrow and Thursday, and we'll see how it goes. But I appreciate all the prayers and the well wishes, and even you trolls with your nasty negative comments. I appreciate you too. Some of you give me a good laugh. Miss Mother Trucker says, "Pu, I can see you." Hey, that rhymes. Yeah, I don't know why. It may be. Oh, I know what it is. In your settings, Pu, up at the top, there's a little gear-looking thing to the right of where it says live chat. If you click on that and for chat filter, change it from top messages to all messages, then you'll be able to see more comments. I don't know why it does that. Why would you only want to see top messages and let YouTube determine what you could read and what you couldn't read? Everybody hit that gear and switch it to all messages, and that way we're not leaving anybody out. Gary Cook, you're live on Facebook, but I'm watching you on YouTube. Yeah, we're live on a lot of things right now. Typically, we're on Facebook, YouTube, X, and LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I had some problems right before the show, so I'm not broadcasting to LinkedIn tonight. Todd, we're Gen X. We are Gen X. You have good work ethic. You'll be fine at your new job. Yeah, the work ethic's not the problem. It's just my memory is so bad right now. And I bought a bunch of stuff to take notes, and he said while they're training, I'll be able to take notes in the computer as well. And so we'll see. I kind of wish I could bring my laptop out there because I'm more familiar with it, but I'll make it work, whatever they got out there. P.U. Patel, channel member. Yes, that worked. Thanks, Trucker Todd. You're welcome, sir. I don't know why they do that. It's really, really dumb. And I don't know why. I don't know why Robbie Ross's super chats aren't coming through. Miss Mother Trucker just did one that came through, and Ramon did one that come through. But for some reason, it's holding his up. Robbie Ross, channel member, just got an email. I was refunded. I can't send it. Did it say why or what happened? That's weird. Um, does it have like a ban on you where it says you can't do it for so many minutes, or does it say that, like, will you be able to do it next live? Or that's weird. I've never heard of it doing that before. Give you guys just a minute to catch up on the typing. Robbie Ross, channel member, I only send you money. Don't know why. I don't know either, unless there's like a monthly limit or something that you've hit. Or sometimes the banks will hold it up. Maybe your bank thinks it's a fraudulent transaction or something like that. There is other ways, as Robbie Ross knows this, I'm saying this for everybody else. There is other ways to support the channel if that's something you're interested in doing. One thing Robbie Ross does a lot of is he'll hit the little dollar sign beside where you type your comment, and you can gift memberships to other people. Another thing you can do is you can click on the title of this video, and it'll drop down and show you my PayPal, my Venmo, my Cash App, and all of that stuff. I have to roll my eyes so I don't forget one of them, but you can go on there and do it that way as well if that's something you guys want to do. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Something we do need to mention is Robbie Ross has been a channel member for 6 months. He says this is the only thing that works. Membership has its benefits. Yeah, I originally intended for it to have a lot more benefits, and it's still a goal to strive to. Now that things are starting to settle down around here, I think we're going to be able to make it more beneficial to you guys here real soon. P.U. Patel, channel member, Trucker Todd, if and when you get back into trucking, will you be leasing again, or will you start as a company driver first? That's the $1 million question. I'll probably be an owner operator again. A lot of it depends what happens the next 12 months. Right now, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on myself because I don't want to have another stroke. So I'm not stressing about what am I going to do 12 or 13 months from now. I'm just going to try to be as happy and productive as I can be the next 12 months. And then at the end of that time, make a decision about what direction to go. But if I do a company job, it'd be with probably somebody here locally that I've done some form of work with in the past. There's a lot of opportunities around here. If I did go over the road, though, I'd definitely be an owner operator or independent contractor of some variety. Robbie Ross, channel member, I can't gift either. make up for it next time. All right, man, I understand. I appreciate you trying either way. I didn't mean to click that off as quick as I did. Yeah, that is weird, my friend. Okay, we've just eclipsed the hour mark. If you guys got anything else, put it up there and we'll get to it. And if not, I will hop off of here. Since it seems kind of glitchy tonight. How is before we go though, you guys help me out a little bit. How's the video tonight? Is it choppy or is it pretty clear? I do think I'm having some laptop issues. I don't think it's internet issues, but I do think I'm having some laptop issues. Robbie Ross, channel member. I saw Miss Mother Trucker video today. Front facing cameras. Yeah, and from what I hear, I don't know if it's true, they're also going to have inward facing over there before long. But, there's a lot of rumors circulating around. A little more water. P.U. Patel, channel member. Looks like the trolls are after Miss Mother Trucker now. There's one channel that constantly talks trash about her. What's their big beef with her? Like, what are they picking on her about? I haven't I haven't seen that yet. I try to avoid the negative on YouTube, especially with all I got going on right now. Trying not to get stressed out or upset. So I'm kind of out of the loop. You guys will have to tell me, but I don't know I don't know what she's doing that's controversial enough that they would want to pick on her. Same thing with Cassius King. All he does is try to help people, and he says he's got trolls. It baffles my mind that anybody would troll Cassius King. He's been nothing but great to me and supportive of my channel. Him and DIY Semi both, and why he has trolls just baffles me. Robbie Ross, channel member, and inward. I have one in my truck. Mine has tape over it. Oh yeah, that would be a no-go for me. I say that, and a year from now I may have a different attitude, but right now an inward-facing camera is not something I'd consider. Well, I can't consider it for a year, so it don't matter what I think. Not a rumor, definitely coming inward-facing cameras. Oh boy. Let's see. Miss Mother Trucker says someone asked me about Elite, and I said I thought he was a holy for what he did to this guy Trucks, and now he's going to have to be with his cronies. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about all that drama going on over there to know who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. They operate in their own world. I know from past experience, a lot of them don't like me, and that's fine. But I don't know enough about them to say, yes, this guy's a good guy. Yes, this guy's a bad guy. Nothing like that. Trucker Ninja, trolls are why people quit social media. Yeah, but it's exactly why you shouldn't quit social media. Maybe we should talk about that tonight. Everybody at some point in their life has faced a bully, somebody that picked on them, made fun of them, something like that. And the way you deal with a bully is to stand up to them or to ignore them. You don't run from them because that just emboldens them. And, if you've got a social media with a decent following and you allow one or two people to make you take your channel down, then that, first of all, they think that's hilarious. But secondly, it encourages them to do more of it. So just ignore them, or if they say something that can't be ignored, respond to it and move on. Don't let them drag you into the drama sphere. Sorry, autocorrect. He's coming after me with his cronies because I called him a bully. Ah, well, hopefully it'll blow over soon and not turn into a big deal, but it's a shame. It's a shame. Robbie Ross, channel member, I would not work if they turn it on. No inward camera for me. Yeah, that's kind of how I am. And the problem is you don't know if it's on or not. They say it's not, but there's been instances, there's been dispatchers that's been fired for listening in on trucks. One guy contacted me, and him and his wife were having intimate interactions in the sleeper, and the dispatch was listening to it and commenting about it the next day at work. And so what if you put a hat over the camera or you put tape on the camera? If they can still hear every word you said, what if your wife is having intimate health issues and you and her want to discuss it in private? Or what if y'all are having a heated argument about finances? Do you really want everybody in the trucking office to have access to that video and audio, whether they listen to it or not? Just the ability. And it may be off, but it ain't very hard for them to turn it on either. I know because I have a Samsara, and it's very easy for me to turn my microphone on and off. Kid behind the wheel. Hey, Trucker Todd, coming from Tifton, Georgia. Always like running through Georgia. Gary Cook says truckers coach don't do YouTube anymore. James Best seems to like he has fallen off of YouTube. Yeah, I can remember for a long time truckers coach saying, "I'm going to end YouTube. I'm going to quit being on YouTube." And I thought, yeah, he'll never quit. And I was really surprised that he stayed off as long as he has. But you can't really blame him. What he went through, and you could debate if it was self-inflicted or if people were picking on him. But what he went through, I wouldn't want to endure. It was pretty bad. Like I said, you can debate if it was self-inflicted or not, but it was pretty rough. And I can certainly understand why people would consider taking their YouTube down. And I've thought about it at times. There's been times when I was down and I thought, it's not worth it. I'll just give up. But then I'll get that one phone call from somebody that needs my help, or I'll get that one comment how a video helps somebody. And it just makes you say, all right, I got to keep going. Miss Mother Trucker, I'm not afraid of punks like that. And I'm not giving him the satisfaction of building his channel off the back of mine. As I said in my video, I looked everywhere, no more. Okay, well, that's good that you're not going to be intimidated or scared away. P.U. Patel, channel member, a lot of trucking YouTubers are falling off the YouTube world lately. Well, it's a grind. It's tough. And the biggest thing is coming up with ideas of stuff to talk about. These live shows are easy to do. But now the next 6 to 8 weeks with me having to do recorded videos, I really need you guys to give me show ideas. Email me show ideas at todd@truckertodd.net, because if you're not fighting with your dispatcher and your truck ain't breaking down, you run out of stuff to talk about. And since I'm not driving right now, all of my uh, interactions are from you guys when you email me or when you call me or text me. And so if you guys aren't fighting with your dispatchers and your trucks aren't breaking down, it's really tough to make videos. And you can only do so many videos about how bad the economy is. Everybody knows the economy's bad. And so, yeah, if you guys could help out with show ideas, that'd be great. If you see a news article, email me the link and let me take a look at it and see if I think I can put a show together off of it. Robbie Ross channel member, you can have some loser record and try and blackmail you. No thanks. Oh, okay. You can have some loser record and try to blackmail you. No thanks. Oh, I've done had all that. It, but here's what everybody don't understand. And I've said this in other videos too. Nobody is watching me because they think I'm perfect. Nobody's watching me because they think I've got all the answers. People are watching me because they like my personality, they like what I have to say, and that's it. If they find something in my background, a speeding ticket from 20 years ago, nobody's going to care. Now, they find out I robbed a bank 20 years ago, maybe they care. They find out I've got aggravated sexual assault in my history, maybe they care. But none of that stuff's there. I'm not worried about the monster behind the door. So, but even these guys that do have those monsters behind the door, if somebody found something on Miss Mother Trucker, and let's say she did something bad 10 years ago, and she says, yeah, I did that 10 years ago, and I learned my lesson. I haven't done it since, and here's how I'm trying to better my life now. Nobody's going to care. It'll be the talk for about a day, and then it'll go away. So us all trying to find the perfect YouTuber, they don't exist. Every one of us has flaws. Every one of us has things that we do good, things that we do bad. We have our good moments, we have our bad moments. Some of you have probably met me in a truck stop and thought I was rude. Some of you have probably met me in a truck stop and thought I was the nicest guy you ever met. Some of you have called me on the phone and experienced me being rude. Sometimes I'm the nicest, most chill guy you ever talked to. So the point I'm trying to make in all this is that we're all human, and you have to we need to spend a little more time trying to help each other and a little less time trying to judge each other. Get behind the wheel. They invade your privacy point blank. Yeah, but you could say too that we volunteer for it, because like I said, we come on here, we put out our information, we show our check stubs, or I used to. I quit doing that, and so we invite people into our lives, and through these videos, they feel like they get to know us, but at the same time, none of us signed up to be attacked or abused, and that's kind of what it turned into. And Cassius King says, "Hey Todd, hey Cassius King, I was just talking about you." We got off on the subject of trolls. Miss Mother Trucker picked up some trolls, and I told her that of all the people on YouTube, I'm the most shocked that you have trolls, because you don't do anything controversial. I mean, you show trucks that are for sale around the country. You show the loads you did for the week and what your revenue was. And you do live shows, usually with DIY Semi, that are kind of lighthearted and y'all joke around. But it blows my mind that you have trolls. Gary Cook, does YouTube tell you on how to do live videos? No, not really. I mean, they've got some rules and stuff that if you don't follow, you can get yourself in trouble. But they pretty much leave you to your own devices. I've been reported for privacy violations. I've been reported for copyright violations. They've done everything they could to try to take my channel down, but I actually read those terms and conditions, and I actually did several books, audio books. Uh, I'm smarter than I look. I knew what I was getting myself into, and I've protected myself pretty well. Miss Mother Trucker, it's really hard to come up with subject matter. It really is. If you don't have anything chaotic going on, people don't want to watch. I mean, if Miss Mother Trucker did a video and she said the last 3 weeks have been great, I hadn't had any problems, I've made great money, and I'm just as happy as I can be, she'd get 50 views. But if she came on here and she said my significant other's cheating on me, and my dispatcher and I had a huge fight this morning, and I backed into another prime truck when I was at the terminal, she'd go viral. She'd have probably 5 or 6 thousand views. It's just people, there's a certain percentage of the population of people that just want to see you fail. And Kid Behind the Wheel, well, drama always sells. I think it's like a reality show. Yeah, and I think there's some YouTubers that manufacture their drama knowing that. It there's guys on YouTube and gals that, every 2 or 3 months they're at a different company. There's always some kind of drama going on. Their dispatcher lied to them, or we used to have a guy at Dart that he was saying that he was making like $10,000 a week revenue, and I knew I was one of the highest paid guys at Dart, and I wasn't getting near that. So uh, he didn't last long. Soon he was turning in his truck. He had to have back surgery and all that. Nice guy, but he thought exaggerating would promote his channel. Just come on, tell the truth, have good content, and let the chips fall where they may. There's guys that buy views on here. There's guys on here that buy subscribers. If YouTube catches you, you lose your channel. I've never done that. I don't have the biggest channel on YouTube, but everybody I have on here is legitimate. I've never bought a view. I've never bought a subscription. P.U. Patel, channel member, Dog Eat Dog World out there nowadays, unfortunately. Yeah, but I'm still learning that the more good I do, the more good that comes back on me. And so I'm still trying to help people as much as I can. Obviously, right now I'm not as able to do as much as I could before. You can see my speech is still off a little bit. People say it doesn't sound bad to them, but to me it does. And so I really believe if we just keep doing the right thing long enough, I've talked about this in football. Back when I was a kid, we had a coach that he said, if you do the right thing long enough, you'll get results. If you do the wrong thing long enough, you'll get caught. And I really believe that. Just keep doing the right thing, and eventually it'll pay off for you. I really believe that. Okay, I guess that's going to do it. I'm going to hop out of here. I appreciate y'all watching. If you missed the first 5 minutes of the show, go back and check it out. I was talking about the wind down, what's going to be happening with the channel over the next few weeks. Check that out so that you're aware of what's going on. Miss Mother Trucker, I have not yet to monetize my channel. I would recommend doing that because you might as well get paid for what you're doing. Nothing really changes other than YouTube watches you a little closer. Watch the language. Don't cuss on your channel a lot. Things like that, because it'll make advertisers shy away from you. But yeah, you might as well monetize it. Don't expect to get rich. It's going to be $100, $150 the first few months. And then it'll start to pick up and other good things will start to happen. YouTube's just one piece of the puzzle. The question I always get, this part-time job I work, that was one thing they asked me in the interview. They're like, how much do you make off YouTube? And I'm like, that's a very difficult question to answer because YouTube is just one small part of the puzzle. It's the endorsements, it's the reviews, it's everything else that goes with it, the promotions, it's the all the other stuff that goes with it that where the money really is. But it is worth doing, but it's not a get rich quick scheme, and it doesn't happen overnight. And you just the hardest part by far is coming up with things to talk about, though, and finding time to record and edit and all of that. So hopefully Miss Mother Trucker will monetize her channel soon. Anyway, I'm going to hop off here. We're down to 20 people now. We're almost at an hour and a half. You guys have a great night, and we'll catch you on the next video. Y'all take care. Good night.